And they will be followed lastly by the first person from this area who was civilly disobedient, Ms. Sybil West. I will start off with myself, Deborah Dix Maxwell, June 3rd, 2013.
I'm Julie Memory, and I don't remember the date. It was in July.
Barber Burrell from Southport, July 15th.
Jenna Fontaine, Southport, July 15th.
Sandra Yance, Wilmington, June 3rd.
Alexis Kapczynski, Wilmington, July 15th.
Rosemary Toomey, June 22nd.
Kenneth Evans, Wilmington, June 24th.
Amy Schlag, Leland, July 15th.
Katie Peel, Leland, July 15th.
Bill West, Wrightsville Beach. I don't remember the date, but it was a dark and stormy night.
Holly Shaver, native Wilmingtonian, June 24th.
Roberta Penn, Wilmington, June 24th, and that's the same day Bill West was arrested.
Charles Warren, Brunswick County, June 24th.
Steve Roberts, Wilmington, June 3rd.
Hey everybody, how you doing? J.C. Brown, June the 3rd, and I will go back again if I have to.
Abdul Ali, June the 3rd, Leland, North Carolina.
Sybil West, May 7th. I'm ready to go again. Because I'm the first, they've asked me to say a few words. So I want to tell you a little bit about my journey. Martin Luther King had a dream, but Martin Luther King was also a realist. And he said, "The arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends toward justice." We're here today because someone's trying to bend that backwards. North Carolina has long been a state with a high-rated education system. We've had wonderful progressive policies helping people to have opportunities to better their lives and their livelihoods. Suddenly, one law after another passed by our current legislature is rapidly turning our state backwards. Last spring, I grew more and more concerned, frustrated, angry, finally outraged at the onslaught of the rights of the people across North Carolina. The new restrictive policies and laws affected children, especially those in vulnerable circumstances, teachers, prisoners, unemployed, sick, poor, even the middle class, and then finally, the voters. I found that yelling at my television didn't change much. I read about Reverend Barber being arrested with others while protesting the unjust laws in the state legislature. Being fed up and knowing that we had to do something, the following Monday, my husband and I drove to Raleigh, went to a meeting, learned a lot, and were given the opportunity to stand for what we believed. I was arrested that night, practicing civil disobedience, a long, time-honored tradition to focus attention on the issues and activities of the legislature. I must add here that I have never been in better company. Look around. There were professors, ministers, historians, therapists, raging grannies, and of course, just plain concerned, frustrated citizens. We may have been called morons, but it was the great group of very smart, very caring, honorable people. What has followed, as you know, is hundreds more standing up to protest the immoral and unjust laws. Overall, just under 1,000 have been practicing civil disobedience to date. I come from a faith perspective, but many come from simply an American perspective. Regardless of religion, we believe in justice for all. We believe that as citizens, we have a moral responsibility to one another as we live together in community. So we must fight unjust and immoral laws that are hurting our brothers and sisters and hurting our community and our state. The act of civil disobedience for me was a wonderful experience. I recommend it. I learned so much. I know that through centuries there have been people protesting and laying their lives on the line for justice of one kind or another. Women fought for the right to vote for years and years until the 19th Amendment was passed finally in 1919. They were attacked, beaten, and jailed just for demanding that right. The 15th Amendment gave the right to vote to all citizens, no matter race, color, or previous condition of servitude. That was passed in 1868. Congress did little to enforce it until the civil rights movement of the 60s. I thought of those who faced howling, snarling dogs, police with batons, beatings, burnings, killings, people cursing and spitting, fire hoses driving them to the ground, visceral hatred and scorn. And those courageous people went out day after day after day. The civil rights cry was a cry for justice. The cry today is a cry for justice. Simply that, justice. Our Pledge of Allegiance uses the words "with liberty and justice for all." No state has the right to take that away. That is why we must never stop, but persevere day after day after day to honor those who have paved and shown us the way, until every voter can vote, until children can be provided with a good public education, until teachers can be fairly rewarded for their endless efforts, until the incarcerated have a fair chance at real justice. We cannot stop until all get the health care they need, until all who lose their jobs through no fault of their own can get help, until our state government is governing for the common good, for the good of all its citizens, not special interest, not corporations, not wealthy individuals who wield power through their wealth. It was Abraham Lincoln who said at Gettysburg that this nation, say it with me, under God shall have a new birth of freedom, that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. That's justice. Bring the dream home.